Hope you enjoyed the chanting. Yes? Enjoyed the chanting. You didn't understand the meaning, I know. But although like this is something which is very much related to your energies. You know, like how many of you know about the chakra system? Like we have some chakras inside the body. You know that? We have some energy centers, you know, inside the body. And very few people knows about it, that each and every chakra which we have inside the body is connected with some kind of deity. So those statues which we see outside, like this is the statue of Lord Ganesha, you know, the elephant faced god, so which gives us the energy. So it represents the earth element inside the body. It is our root chakra. So we have many ways to explain the one thing, you know. We can understand one thing from a different perceptions. So although it says that the world's first language, the ancient language, was the Sanskrit language. Later on all the languages comes in the world. If you will see the first language, how it comes in the world. Because inside the body, like what we chant today, like Jaya Ganesh, Jaya Ganesh, Jaya Ganesh, Pahimam. So we are activating the energy from our root chakra. It says that our root chakra is having a 4-petal lotus, and in each and every petal means like having a lotus, having a one petal there. In each and every petal, there is a one alphabet of the Sanskrit languages there. So the second chakra is the Swadhisthana chakra. Then we chant, if you remember, Jaya Saraswati, Jaya Saraswati, Jaya Saraswati, Pahima. So we are activating our sacral chakra. This is the chakra of the reproductive system, water element. So Saraswati and Brahma resides here. They are, you know, there on the sacral chakra, 4 finger down from the navel. And there is a, you know, again the 8-petal lotus. 6-petal lotus. So in 6-petal lotus, each and every alphabet is there, you know, which is in, you know, how the Sanskrit language comes up. That's why we call it the Devvani. Devvani means the language of God and goddesses, we call it. And then comes the navel chakra, and then we, if you remember, we chant Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So what is that Rama and Krishna? Rama and Krishna is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is the protector, like who is protecting us, you know, making us sustain here in this world. So this is the navel chakra. Definitely whatsoever we eat, it goes to the navel, and from the navel it gets distributed inside the body. All the food which we are eating, it becomes the rasa, that extract, essence of it. Goes to the navel, and from the navel it spread inside the body. So all the nadis, the energy channels get connected to our navel chakra. It is not only the Hinduism. Sometimes we get confusion that I'm talking about the Hinduism. It is not about Hinduism. It is just a representation of our inner system, that how it works, how this body works. To make us understand, they have created those deities, you know, to make us understand. Not only in Hinduism, like in Brahma, like which the power which is the creator. In Islam, they call it the Mikhail. So Mikhail means what? The energy which created everything. Allah's that power which created everything. So it is not that only about the Hinduism, only the names are different. In Buddhism, the different name they call it. You know. So there is no confusion. The confusion happens only when it comes to the religion. And most of the religions nowadays, if you will see, they are the dead mystic schools. Earlier the mystics were there. They've given us the practices, they have given us the real knowledge, and slowly and gradually we built up the big boundaries around those practices. And now what we can get is only the ritual and the ceremony there. It doesn't mean the practices are not there, the spirituality is not there. The spirituality is already there. But there is no, people exist there now who can give us the real practice, rather than just a philosophical point of view. And it is again a second-hand knowledge. Somebody did the practices, shared those practices into the scripture, and we are just reading that somebody else, you know, how they got something. So better like we make, you know, do those practices by ourselves and see that how it works. There is no confusion. The confusion happens with the ritual and ceremony. Otherwise, all the religions are having the same essence of truth, base of spirituality is same in all the religions. We have created the boundaries, right? And then comes the heart chakra, so then we chant the Jaya Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So this is the center for the heart, and the Shiva, destroyer, we call it the power which destroys everything. So this is the even headquarter of the prana, headquarter of the emotions, right? So this stays here, the Lord Shiva stays here, air element. And then we said that Om Shakti, and we heard about the Shiva and Shakti, if you heard about it. It means the feminine power. So this Shakti is in the throat chakra, which is we also call it the mother nature. The power which created or sustained whole world. And she is the mother of Lord Shiva, Vishnu and the Brahma. That's why we should be given, in our culture we give so much value to the goddess, Shakti. In Buddhism they call it the Tara. In China they call it Guanyin. In South America they call it the Panchamama. Different names, but actually they are talking about the one power, or either you may call it the mother nature. The power which is sustaining the whole nature. It is here to the throat chakra. And then what we said Sadguru Deva, Sadguru Deva, Sadguru Deva Pahima. It means we are talking about the Guru. What is the meaning of Guru? Guru. The Guru is made with the two words. If you will break that word Guru, we will find out the Gu means the darkness. And Ru means the light. The one who brings us from darkness to the light is called as the Guru. Right? So this is what we did is by chanting those, because you are trying to chant in Sanskrit language. So the alphabets are like this: Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha. Say this: Ka, Ka, Kha, Ga, Kha. You see, you are using your vocal cord like exactly the same place you are making all four voices, isn't it? Ka, again, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Ra, Ra, Ra. Like now you are not using the same. Now you are using your tongue. Ra, Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja. You are using the same point. So because your brain is very nearby to this area, so whenever we are touching, when we are chanting in Sanskrit something, it is day one, we are activating some energies all the time. So all the mantras, Sanskrit mantras are written in a way that you are activating some energies inside. It is very deep science. Right? So how this is connected with sound healing? Why I am talking about this subject? I know the topic today is the sound as a medicine. How we are able to release the stress, anxiety, depression symptoms, and able to be in those total relaxation mode. So I know my topic, but I'm just giving you the background of it before we will move forward. Right? So my name is YogShri and I am from Rishikesh, and I come from this Rishikesh city is a very holy city, like in India. It is also known as the international yoga capital. So yoga starts from this city, and this city earlier was a major center for the Buddhism in India. Now it is not there, but way before the Shankaracharya, one of the Hindu monk, he came. The Rishikesh was the major center for the Buddhism, and before the Buddhism, 2,500 years back, this place was the major center for the Hinduism, because the many monks and the masters were coming there to do the meditative practices. Now also people from around the world, the people who are doing the yoga, especially, or either the yoga teacher, it is their dream to reach there to Rishikesh, at least have the practice there in Rishikesh. And I met the people from around 42 countries. People visited us in our center. So everyone says that there are many beautiful places in the world. Like Europe is very beautiful, Thailand is even very beautiful place, and Rishikesh is having very less amenities, like the infrastructure is not that good. But everyone says that this place is having very different vibes. If you are very sensitive about the vibes, you will see that Once you reach there, you will feel something is different. You are just sitting near the river, which is the river Ganges. We call it Ganga Rani, we chant today. You sit there and automatically you feel that something is releasing, like the people are just sitting there and the tears started coming out, they feel so much release. They say that why this is happening, and it is happening because many monks and the masters from millions of years did their meditative practices to the land. The same way, like many people even from Thailand going to the Bodh Gaya, which is in Bihar state, where the Buddha got the enlightenment. There is a Bodhi tree still exists there as a symbol, and people say that when they go there, they find out so much powerful spiritual energy there, which they encounter with, and they find out that still that place is having so much power, the vibration. So generally sometime when people ask me this question that how we are able to bring those energies to our home, in our life, wherever we are, do you want to bring that energy? Yeah, with you, wherever you want to live. So that I'm going to reveal many secrets for you, because it is very easy for me to just tap the balls and ask you, okay, bye bye. But I want to give you something so that you can carry with you, once you go back. So many people ask me that what is that thing which the practice through which we are able to build those energies wherever we are living, right? So I am asking them a very logical question. Spirituality is a very logical thing. It is not sometimes people think that it is just a philosophical thing. We have the principles behind it. If you understand those principles, it is not made by the men. It is made by the universe. So we are playing a game which has some principles applied here. So spirituality move forward with some principles. But when we human beings see any religion or anything, we are only able to see some practices. Without understanding those principles, we think that something is different than other. It is not. The same laws are applied there. The way, the law of gravity, If somebody will say, no, I don't believe in law of gravity, okay, don't believe it, but it is applied on you. So same way the spirituality works. So I am asking them the question that because the tree was having the power, that's why Buddha got the enlightenment, or because the Buddha got the enlightenment there, that's why we are feeling the energy. What do you think? Because of Buddha, right? It means because Buddha sit there and got the enlightenment. That's why this place still after 2500 years, more than 2500 years, you see, that place where the Buddha sits, gets that vibration, still the vibrations are there, isn't it? So, it means, and before God getting the enlightenment, Buddha was a normal human being, right? Buddha is the name of a seed. His name was Gautam, Siddhartha. He was a normal human being. It means what? If any human being sits and do any practice for that one power, without any selfish means, just to get that one power, that enlightenment, or to get the union with that one power. If you sit anywhere, maybe at your home, every day, if you are really determined, like you really want to sit there and want to have that connection with that oneness with that one power, which is a creative power, then that place where you are living at your home, you get that kind of power. Wherever you sit, you don't need to go any particular place. Yes, to get motivation, you can go there. But wherever, with a pure heart, if you will sit with the name and chanting the name of the God with any ways, if you will sit there, you are able to build your temple at your home, wherever you are living. Just very simple, I am telling you. And I have experienced this. How I experienced this? I born to the parents who are the meditators. And both the parents are meditators. And both of them, they got the enlightenment. And what was the sign of the enlightenment is that both of them, they announced their date of death before they die. My father, I was very young, one day asked me, okay, check the calendar and check when is the Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is the full moon dedicated to the Gurus, like 2-3 days back it was. Right? He said, and in year 2005 it was, on 5th of July. And I checked, I said, this is 5th of July, like many days before. And he said, morning 9:15 in this day, I will leave my body. And he did that. Any science cannot do this. Same thing happened with my mother. She also announced her date of death. She called me up and she said, this date, this time is decided now. And she left. It was not her death, she left her body. So this is the science. Like science is not able to reach there. And how I know? Because in my house, there is a very small house. I come from very, lower middle class family. It is not like from very high class family I am born in. They are very basic life they had. Very small house in India, in Rishikesh. But I remember whenever some monks and a master who have some knowledge, like very powerful monks, sometimes I was inviting them to my home. So I remember once I invited a very powerful monk at my home. He was from Vrindavan, like having many powers, psychic powers. So I invited him and he said, I cannot go inside your home. I said, what happened? He said, it is brilliance of light inside your home. Brilliance of light. I cannot even able to see anything inside. It is not happening, on a physical level, it is happening on a different level. And then I said, what to do then? He said, ask your mom to bring some water from inside. So my mother brings some water from inside and he said, please put it on your gate. So she put it some water on the gate and then he get entered inside the home. I was not able to, understand because I was not that much into the spiritual. I was a businessman. So I thought that just to give the respect to the monk, I bring him to just have the food at my home. I didn't know. And I remember when he went inside, he was very uncomfortable for a long time. He said, I am somewhere. He was having many followers, a very famous monk. And he said that the powers which are happening inside your home is like, even I can't bear those powers. It is very high power. And later on, when I dropped this monk back, I went back home and I asked my mom that this monk told me something very secret. And I asked those questions to my mother that, is this really happen? Like we have so much energies and all the monks and the masters are visiting our home. When I'm not there, because most of the time I was traveling. So my mother was living alone. Really? She said, yes, why not? So, sometimes we don't understand. Now, whenever I am dealing with some cases, and if I am not able to resolve those cases, earlier I was having a small center in Rishikesh. So, some people comes to me with stress, anxiety, depression symptom, when people are having the panic attacks, and I am not able to deal with them, because it takes time, 3-4 days time. And when we are removing those symptoms with them, sometimes we get scared that the person maybe do something wrong, maybe jump into the river or something, because you are removing, those layers which the person is carrying. So then I am bringing those people at my home. I know that if they are inside my home, nothing gonna happen. That they will be safe. And this is how naturally they are getting the treatment. So it is not about me, it is not about my parents, it is about you. With a pure heart, if you will sit anywhere and chant God's name, any name, wherever you are born, in whatsoever religion you are born, it is not about the language even. If a Chinese person is calling the God, it is the same power. It is not about the words, it is about the intention. When you chant the God's name, sitting at any place, every day with a discipline, same place, possibly if it is the same time, you just sit at your home. Chant the God's name, you will find out the powerful energies. The person whomsoever a new person will sometimes visit your home, you will say, oh my God, so much relaxed. Just by being there, anyone will ask you, okay, we are feeling so relaxed. Many people still come to meet me at my home and they fall asleep. They say, can I lay down a little bit? the drawing room, they just lay down and I know that now they will sleep for 2-3 hours. It is because once they get in, they get relaxed. So what is happening? How it is happening? It is happening with the vibrations. You see, our thoughts are the vibrations. And whatsoever, when we are chanting, when we connected, we become like a generator of that divine energy, living generator. And wherever we sit, automatically the energy of the place started getting changed. It's the easiest way I'm telling you. You don't need to depend on anyone for that. Right? The biggest problem is that why, if it is that easy, many people, if you will see, they are chanting the God's name every day, isn't it? You must be asking this question. Many people every day chanting the God's name and all over the world in different ways, then why it is not happening? It is not happening because we are chanting the God's name with the worldly, selfish needs. Like if when we are going to the church, in front of the Jesus is looking for those people who want Him. But everyone is going there with his creation, like with the needs. Jesus, I need this. He is looking for those who want Him. But we are going there with the worldly needs, expectations. We have long list of, what we want. If the God will appear, if He will ask us that, okay, I will fulfill your one wish, we will think, oh my God, why not the 100? Why one? So we are looking for creation. We are not looking for creator. This is the problem. If you are looking for the creator, that one power, then the magic will happen. The problem is this: we are not still feeling fulfilled from the physical world. And the truth is, we cannot feel fulfilled with this physical world. Many kings, took the birth in this world before. They never feel fulfilled. One of the greatest example is the King Alexander. He won half of the world. And at the last moment when he got the cancer and he didn't got the treatment, he said, I wanted to see my mother and I wanted to go back my home. They said, you don't have that much time. He feels so sad. He said, I will give everything to that person whomsoever can give me a little bit more breath. I can give everything to that person. And then they said, no, you don't have time. We're just about to die. And then he said, do one thing then. I said, what? When you will take my coffin, make my hands out, empty hands outside from the coffin. So that the world will able to see that King Alexander is going with the empty hands, unfulfilled. But we think that we will able to fulfill ourselves. When we think about the stress, anxiety and depression, this is the topic for today. I wanted to bring you to this point actually today. Like if you will see it is increasing or not. In the world, the stress, anxiety, depression is increasing or not. It is just increasing for one reason. One reason, desires. Expectations. You may give any name, but one. The thing is this, we need to understand today that when we have the expectation or the desires, how to stop those desires. I remember a lady comes to me, she said, how to stop desires? We cannot stop the desires. We can channelize our desires. But the problem is this, that we need to go very deep into this subject. When we go deep into this subject, we need to find out who needs all those desires. Who is looking for those desires? Me. But we are looking for those desires, yes or no? This is the biggest confusion. We are not looking for those desires actually. Inside this body, we have the mind. And the mind is connected with your 5 senses. And those 5 senses are connected with the world. So, your mind, which is inside your body, is actually running behind the one thing only, doing the one thing only in this world. What is that? Running behind the pleasures of this world. And because every pleasure which comes to us having its own expiry date, you see, you eat the food, you get the pleasure or not? You wear the new clothes, you get the pleasure or not? You drive a new car, get the pleasure. But the problem is, every pleasure in this world comes with some expiry date. You eat the food, till the food is inside your mouth, you get the pleasure. But once that food will be put down from the throat, pleasure stops. You don't know what happened after that. We wear the new clothes, we get the pleasure out of it. We wear the same clothes 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. Cloth is there, you are there, pleasure is not there. Now you don't want to see yourself. Cloth is there, you are there. This is a very small, very deep thing. You drive a new car, you will get the pleasure after 2-3 years. Now, you don't care about that car. Even with the relationships. We date a person first time, you see how much powerful pleasure. We get married, how much powerful pleasure. After some time we think, either the partner has been changed. It is nothing changed. Only the pleasure disappears. This is the law of this nature. Nothing in this world can give us the permanent pleasure. Nothing. Except one thing. Whatsoever is permanent. Who is permanent? What is permanent? What is permanent here in this world? Everything is changing every time. The body is changing or not? The weather is changing. Everything is changing. One thing is not changing. What is that thing which is not changing? Which never change. Mind change or not? Mind changed. What is that thing which never change? Which is always present. What is that thing? Which never change. Nature is changing. Nature is not. Weather is changing. Cells are even inside the body changing. What is the thing which never change? Never ever change. Millions, since millions of years, never change. Billions of years, never change. What is that power? Your soul. Your consciousness. There's a practice, you teach mindfulness. What is that mindfulness practice? The mindfulness practice is telling us and allowing us to, sense our soul. What is our soul's role? The role of our soul is to be mindful. Every time we are already mindful, distracted here and there. When we are watching the dream, we are conscious or not? When we are watching the dreams, we are conscious or not? At that time in the dream, we are conscious, isn't it? If any scary dream we see, we wake up, oh my God, what was this? We forget the dream, it is another role. It is a role of your mind, because there is a chitta inside the body which record everything inside the mind. But right now you are sitting here to the third eye chakra. Okay, here to the third eye chakra. We have the 4 stages only. Right now you are sitting here, conscious state. You are right now conscious or not? Yeah? Sometimes we dream. So when we dream, our soul and the mind drop down to the throat chakra here. Inside the dream, we remember, like last night you had a dream or not? Had a dream. How we remember if we are not conscious? It means we are present there. Inside the dream we are present. That's why we observe the dream. If you are not present, then how you will observe? Sometimes we sleep into deep sleep without the dream. Anybody had last night sleep without a dream? Anybody? Yeah? Without a dream? You are present there or not? How do you know if you are not present there? Because you know that you had the sleep without the dream, it means that you are present there. Inside the deep sleep, there is no thought. It is a thoughtless state. You observe only the darkness. You sleep and you directly wake up in the morning. You just observe the darkness and thoughtlessness in the deep sleep. So, and what is the else? Fourth stage. The fourth stage is when you go above from the third eye chakra to the astral plane or the causal plane. We call it a turiya. In Sanskrit, we call it a turiya. What is a turiya? Turiya means when you are into the meditative stage, when you are experiencing the parallel world. We are only able to see the 70% or 30% of this world. 70% is the astral plane. Right? So this is how only thing which is conscious all the time, always present is your soul. Either this birth, either previous birth, many births, your soul is same. And that's why we say self-realization before the God realization. If you will be able to realize yourself, you will be able to realize the God. You are the God. We just don't know about it. Right? So, how that stress comes to us? With the illusion, with the Maya. Illusion. What is this word? Is illusion. When we think everything is real and not happening the way I want, if something is not happening in this world the way my desires are, we get the stress, anxiety and depression. And when our mind inside started complaining about it, become sometimes very loud, it creates a stress, anxiety. And where it happened with the nervous system. With the nervous system. Right? So how I am going to help you today? This subject, the sound healing, is very deep. It comes from the ancient scriptures. The Rig Veda is the root of this. And there is a Nagabindu Upanishad, there is another scripture on this, in which it is written that we have the different frequencies. By using those different frequencies, we are able to release the stress, anxiety and depression. And we were teaching this subject, not the spirituality, but yes, teaching this particular subject, that how to use the different frequencies to release your stress, anxiety, depression symptoms, how to release the physical pain, mental pain, depression, or many things like lower back pain, how to release those elements just by using the frequencies is what I am teaching. So what we are going to do is I am going to play those singing balls for you, and at the end I will try to give you some experience today, and at the end I will ask you some questions.